Hello, welcome to another session with me, Aruna Dantavaktuni. In today's lesson, we will learn a little bit more on data prep. So we will actually look at how to use group by. So before we get there, let us read the data file. And in this case, we are again reading CSV file from a URL. And let's not forget that we have to load the deploy_r library. Now let's look at how my data looks. This is a small data set. Let's now look at how the data would look once we have used the group by command and we are grouping by sex. All right. So, however, if you look at the two with and without the group by, the data set looks very similar. In fact, practically the same. However, you can see that when we are using the summarize at command with and without group, you may be able to find the difference. So let's first use the summarize and look at my data, and in this case we will actually be doing the two, that is age and height. We are also looking at the mean value for the age and the height. And let's now look at the group by command. So we're going to be grouping the data. So we are creating a variable. And then we will group it by the gender. Let's look at the output. Now let's look at summarize at. Of the variable that we created. So as you can see, now that we have grouped by gender, we actually have the summary of both the age and the height for the females as well as males. Now we have actually created a variable. I mean, instead of doing all of this, we could use the pipe function as we had seen earlier. The pipe function, the advantages of that are that first is you don't have to create another variable. Second is that the syntax is a lot more cleaner and simpler. So that is another advantage of that. All right. So the answer is again the same as we had seen earlier. Now let's look at the mutate function. So let's mutate the my data, and we are going to be looking at the mean weight, and we will also look at the weight over, or rather the difference of weight when compared to the mean weight. So as you can see, there are two additional columns that we have in the data set now. One of them is showing us the mean, and the one next to it is actually showing us the weight over mean, that is either the positive or the negative value when compared to the mean for each of the individual data. Now let's actually do the same using the group by to see how the group by impacts this same So there you go, we are using the group by. So as you can see here now that we have used the group by function. So the data has been separated, a separate mean for males when compared to females. And in case of female, because the data is only with an n of 1, there is that is what you can see that I'm highlighting there. And the mean for males is different from the mean of the females. So this is again just a glimpse of how you could use the group by command in the deploy R library. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in our future sessions.